Well, hello traders. This is Art Dill for Futues Trading Company.net and a recap of our trading for April 19th, 2012. Took one trade last night on the Globex with three contracts and ended up hitting targets of 10, 15, and then a trailing stop of 15 points. So a total of 40 points on the one Globex trade. And let me real quickly, I'll get over there and show you exactly where that was. Here it is. This was a trigger entry trade. The high of the bar was 12,997. And this was 12 o'clock. I like to take the trades at 12 or after. I actually got a pullback here and got filled at 12,998. That was actually the low of the move down. And then we got the three targets that I talked to you about for a total of 45 points. I'm sorry, total of 40 points. 10, 15, and 15. That was the only trade I took during the evening's overnight session. And now I'll go real quickly as I can over the trades we took during the cash day session. The first trade I took actually was a trigger entry, and it was before the open of the cash market. This was at 9:21 on the East Coast, 6:21. I took a short, 12,968, and I stopped myself out at 12,978 and 12,984. That was a loss of 10 and 12 points on the first Dow trade. The second trade we took after the first trade after the market actually opened was at 7:02 a.m. Eastern, 10:02 a.m. On the East Coast, and this was after the existing home sales was released and Philly Fed was released, and neither one was as good as expected. I had a trigger fired off on the break of this pivot. This was actually a breakout trade of the pivot here. We got short two contracts, 12,971. I was going for a 10-point target and then a trailing stop. We got out at 12,961 for 10, and then I was stopped out at 12,953 for a total of 18 on that second contract. So a total of plus 28 points on that second trade there. The next trade I took was at 7:30, and it was a trigger long right here. 12,953 was the entry. We took that with two contracts. The first target was 12,963, and I was going for 20 points, 12,973 as the final target on that one. So that was at 7:30 that trade we got plus 30 points. At 7:55 I did take a NASDAQ trade. I'm not going to actually show that to you, but it was a long, only took it with one contract, 27, 29, 50. It was a breakout of a little pivot that had formed, and we were stopped out at 27, 26, 25. So negative 13 points on the one and only NASDAQ trade that I took today. During the dead zone period, there were two really good setups. I was not around for either one, but there was a nice long trigger there at 8:40, and then a short trigger at 9 o'clock. That was just beautiful and great short. But we were not trading on either one of those triggers. Next trade I took, and this was after the dead zone. This was a short I got short one contract at 12.915. I'd originally go to take another contract at 9.11, but then we started to take some heat. Got to 12.922, and I decided just to leave one contract on, and ended up actually stopping out at 12.913. Uh, we got within 1 point of a target of 10 points on that trade. So on that trade at 10.44, the 9.15 entry, we ended up only making 2 points on that trade. Next trade I took was also a short 12.9 893, 12.893, I'm sorry, and I was using a 10-point trailing stop, and actually was stopped out of that one at break even. And again, was within 1 point of a 10-point target. So there are two trades today that would have made about an 18-point total difference in our net, with just lacking one more point in movement. I took one last trade at 12.14, 3.14 Eastern. Again, that was a short trade. And it was a break of this little pivot once I had a trigger that fired right here. Didn't take the trigger, I just wanted this little pivot to break. But it was a trigger entry was the impetus for the trade right here. We got short at 12.868. I initially had a 15-point target on that, but we came down to, I think, within about one tick of that, and then bounced around back up. In fact, it never did make the 15 points. And so after we had come down to it, I decided to go ahead and try to get out with 10 points at 12.858. And we were able to get that. So I made 10 points on that last trade, and then you can see the market really took off and went up from there. But I was done trading. Actually, that was a nice a nice long trigger there to the upside. A very interesting market today. A sell-off, then a reversal, and a move up of over 100 points off the low, and then another reversal and another sell-off. Market was just really all over the place today, but we managed to have a nice day. Plus 35 points during the day session. Could have been over 50 easily had I gotten the other two targets that were just missed by 1 point on two trades. And continuing to do very well in the Globex session at night, plus 40 points on one trade. So end of the day, very nicely profitable, plus 75 total points.